Alright, what is going on, you fam? Raiyuden here. Our boy has got a Zenkai Awakening, a Super Saiyan 3 unit. Came out of nowhere. I was honestly so surprised to see this dude get a Zenkai Awakening because we already had Scouter Vegeta giving purple Saiyan Zenkai buffs. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at what his new kit is. I have not taken a look at it before. This is all courtesy of Legends DBZ Space. Shout out to Renzi for all the data mines. But here we go. We're going to obviously have him at 7-star, maxed out 5,000. I'm also going to have the right side be the Zenkai form of him. So just looking at his stats off the bat, so strike attack looks to jump around 15k. His strike defense goes up 12k. Blast attack goes up a little bit. Blast defense goes up a little bit, which is pretty darn good because his biggest criticism when he started out was when he first came out was being squishy. So it looks like a little bit of defenses are definitely going to be helping him out. Now let's go ahead and look at his first new change being his main ability. So before it was just him getting the Neo Super Dragon Fist, that was it, but now he's gonna get his ultimate, restore ki, and get a damage inflicted buff, which makes perfect sense. That's usually how it goes when they change these things out. They're gonna have him gain some ki, maybe a little bit of buff, and the card that he's gonna get, which is great. Super happy about that. Really happy about that. Clearly there's some sort of event going on right now. Look at that, Kakarot Goku. So okay, looks like something interesting is happening, but we're not looking at that. We're looking at this. We're looking at the next passive. So before it was 20% to damage inflicted for 10 timer counts every time he shows up, and then the following effects occur for a certain amount of timer counts. Now he gets a 30% to damage inflicted buff when he shows up on the battlefield, and then the buffs that he gets over time have changed. Before, at 15 timer counts, it was 20% to damage inflicted, now it's 30, and it cannot be taken away from him, which is really darn good. For a bunch of passives that need to be built up, it would completely suck if you go against Vegito Blue, bring this guy at 40 timer counts, and then a green card took it away. 30 timer counts, it was 30% to ki recovery, stayed the same, and then at 40 timer counts, it's 30% to strike damage inflicted, which remains the same, no issue at all. Get that initial buff going, so at least at the beginning, he's not so much of a slow starter anymore. Get the engine revving, I guess. Pre-Zenkai, it's his 40% to strike damage inflicted against regen passive, which obviously is not the greatest passive nowadays because it's super restrictive to one tag specifically. You probably want something like 40% to damage inflicted instead, which looks to be something similar over here. So the passive has changed too. 40% to strike damage inflicted against regen, he takes less damage from regen, 15%, and then he gains the attribute upgrade minus 20% to enemy sustained damage cut effects. So still super restrictive to regen, but I'm not too concerned. I'm going to tell you why at the end of the video. But, you know, minus 20% to enemy sustained damage cut, not bad. At least help us chip away at some tankier units. Now this is where things change quite a bit. His third new passive, Distraction Tactics, applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. So now once he shows up, he's going to gain 50 ki and 50% to ki recovery for 15 timer counts, which is good. He did suffer from slow ki recovery speeds. And then the next passive is Earth-Shattering Super Transformation. 40% to damage inflicted when battle starts, so he already gets a nice little damage inflicted buff. You got this guy stacked alongside that first passive, which is him getting 30% when he shows up. Pretty good. 70% additional damage inflicted right off the bat. And then after 15 timer counts, you're basically looking at 100% damage inflicted. That's really darn good if you ask me. And all of these buffs can't even be stripped away from him. So this guy is 100% damage inflicted all fight at 15 timer counts. Really damn good. Really damn good. I love it. I'm really happy with that change. And then there's more to this. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield if he's fighting alongside another Saiyan unit. He will get a strike card and reduces damage received by 25% for 20 timer counts. So his biggest weaknesses, he was a squishy unit. He had slow ki recovery. Those things have been slashed away. The third biggest criticism for the unit was he was a slower unit to get going because you really needed him to wait until 40 timer counts to get all those passives, and guess what? That's all gone now. At 15 timer counts, 100% damage inflicted. Every time he swaps in on the battlefield, 50 ki, 50% ki recovery, so it's not like ki is an issue anymore. And now if he's fighting with another Saiyan, he's going to get an additional strike card just to keep your combos going. That's awesome. I love units that do that. Bring them in, get a card. Sometimes, you know, you're doing your combo and you miss out by one card to finish out your opponent. Well, now you don't gotta worry about that. You draw a strike card. Thank God it's just drawing a strike card and not, oh, deletes one of your cards and it turns it into a strike card. I'm so happy about that. Now we're going to take a look at some of the changes that may have made to his blue card, and it looks like there is one. What do we got? So it went from deals major impact damage to massive impact damage. They gave it a higher multiplier for his blue card. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade plus 20% to strike damage received for 15 timer counts, and it looks to be the same thing, except now it lasts longer, 20 timer counts. I dig it, 100%. His green card, just absurd. 25% to strike damage inflicted and -5 to own strike arts cost. Now it's 30%. 30% additional strike damage is insane for a unit that will easily get 100% damage inflicted just floating around after 15 timer counts. So it does not take much for this Goku to be shredding people. His ultimate, what changed here? We're looking at deals massive impact damage, 25% chance to inflict feint on hit. Now we got, it's still the same multiplier, which is okay because he has all these other damage inflicted buffs showing up. I don't think he needed a new multiplier for this. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade minus 100% the health restoration for 60 timer counts on hit. 60 timer counts on hit. So if I smack somebody with this here, they're pretty much guaranteed not to be healing at all, which is really darn good for some really tricky units that have like last stand healing and stuff like that. So, you know, if you're dealing with a really pesky LF Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and you smack him with this ult here, then when he turns into a last stand unit and he pops that main ability, man, he is not healing anything. He's healing nothing, and then you just tap attack him and he's dead. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So overall, as a unit, I love all the changes that they did for him. Mainly, just all my major criticisms of the unit, they've all addressed. The ki recovery issue, him being a slow starter and needing to be revved up a little bit, and him having, oh god, what was the third thing that I said? I don't know, my head is all over the place. I just think he's an awesome unit. Main ability giving ki, damage inflicted, his ultimate, he's awesome. He's awesome, awesome, awesome. I cannot wait to get my hands on using the unit. What else do we got here? His Zenkai ability being purple and Saiyans is loony to me. Absolutely loony, just because we already had Scouter Vegeta doing that, and now we have another unit doing that. That is crazy. I'm so excited just to run this guy. Now, I hope you guys are really looking forward to the showcase. When I do the showcase for these units, I just want to emphasize, I make sure that the unit is not being run with any support or any sort of unit that's going to skew the damage. Otherwise, it becomes a requirement to replicate said damage. So when I show them off, I don't run them with any supports or try to use as little as possible. So the unit himself, he is showing what he's doing. And then after that, the next day, I'll show him with a bunch of different teams that I like to run him on. I'm super, super excited for this. For sure, I'm going to be running him alongside Scouter Vegeta after tonight's showcase. So I hope you guys are really looking forward to that. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to make sure you don't miss out on that showcase, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. So much good going on here. It finally happened to all my Super Saiyan 3 boys that are waiting for this. We finally got it. I cannot wait for this to happen. I cannot wait to get my hands on him. I cannot wait to use him. I'm just going to take a look at him at 14 stars because I'm super curious to see his stats. Holy crap, look at that. Oh my goodness, strike and blast attack are so close to one another, and because all his buffs, or pretty much all of them, are damage inflicted buffs, not specifically to strike, this guy will even do very good blast attack. And let's say you're at a last stand scenario where it's really late game and you haven't even popped your main. 30% damage inflicted from that. We're gonna have this stack, this stack, this stack, so 30%. 30%, 30%, 30%, and then what do we got? We got, oh my god, if you're facing a regen unit, he's pretty much dead in like 2 strike cards, but putting that, what are we looking at, 160% right with those combinations here? If you don't pop the main, 130% with your strike attack at the end there. Holy crap. He's going to do a ton of damage. I cannot wait to get my hands on him. I cannot wait to use him. And I cannot wait for you guys to see the showcase. But anyways, I'm going to leave this there. I know this is a little bit different. I tend not to do discussion videos, but I feel like this guy is somebody that absolutely deserved it. In a few hours, we will be able to use him once maintenance ends, and be sure to tune into that. Now, until next time, guys, peace. I almost completely forgot to explain what I meant at the end. The reason why I'm happy he's really good against regen is come November, when all the old Zenkai Awakened units are going to get a refresh of their banners and they're going to be cheaper, expect to see a lot of that good boo. You want to make sure you got somebody that will absolutely shred him, and his biggest weakness is, you guessed it,